Welcome to week 3. As usual, I'd like to start with a recap on the previous 2 weeks. Over here, we can see that we have already learned on what is AIS, ERP, what is ERP, what is business process, and what is documentation technique. Of course, we are in week 3, and if you're still wondering what is AIS, then I think I've done a very bad job in delivering the message of what is AIS. Pretty sure you by now at least know that what is AIS. AIS is Accounting Information System, and it is basically a type of information system that focus on the financial reportings. That if you want to go by definition, it is the CPR, the collect data, process data, and transformed it into a report. And AIS focus at the financial report. One thing I want to highlight further on over here is with the CPR, right? I want to highlight further on is the component that built up the AIS. As you can know, AIS stands for the collect, process, and report. But what are the components that will build up this CPR? Very simple. It is me and you, the people. PE. Okay. Me and you, the people. All right. We need the people to actually do the processes, right? There you go. Another one is the process. All right. Of course, we need the hardware, the software, these are the components. Of course, we have the database to store those data. Very simple, just to highlight the point over here is the component, right? The component of what is AIS, what builds up AIS. Okay, so knowing what is AIS, knowing what's the component of building up AIS. Last week we talked about what is the information, I break down them. I'm not going to go that back again. I'm just trying to cover what I missed and what actually I want to emphasize further. So put that aside. Now we move into the second part, which is the ERP. All right, the second part of this first, the recap. In this part, all right, this ERP. So what happened is that this CPR. Let me just go back here. The CPR actually focused on what we call the TP, which is the transaction processing. So in order to perform transaction processing, of course we need the component, right? The people, the process, hardware, and software. And an example of the software is the ERP. All right, an enterprise resource planning is a system, or pretty much I would say it's a software that actually helps accountants, people, me and you, all right, to actually perform the transaction processing, which means processing the business transaction. All right, processing business transactions. In doing so, this ERP is an example. All right, this is an example of software. Okay, we have I want to emphasize this further on the ERP. Or here we have before ERP and after ERP. Before ERP is the one that works. It's also a software that doesn't have integration. I think I have emphasized this before, but I just want to just go through very quickly over here. Before ERP, or here that would be before ERP is what I would say. The term is in the integrated software. Of course, we couldn't just say software, right? It's supposed to be information, an integrated information system. I put the IS here, right? IS, an integrated information system. So it's still information system. We are still looking at the information system, but it's unintegrated. And ERP is basically integrated information system. So what is integrated and what is not integrated? The answer is very simple. When we look at the business process later on, all right, we can see that a company will have different departments, and different department will have to process the information, right? They would have processed the business transactions. So we have purchasing transaction. We have the sales processing the sales transactions. And what is before is that before is they have, let's say, one system for the purchase, one system for the sales, and then one system for the inventory management. Okay, and this is bad because it is integrated, so information between these system will be very slow, and it would actually delay the information, and it would actually cause disrupt in the decision making. So now they have this ERP system. ERP system is an integrated system. Very simple is that instead of purchasing have its own system with its own database. So now what is the system and what is the database, right? This is the database to come in over here. We can see that when database is combined, it means everyone in the company can access a single database. It means you can get all the information you want, and it is interconnected. When this database is integrated, which means the system is integrated, then the issue would happen is that the information will not be shared through the department, and it would actually slow down the businesses. Okay, there's a point to highlight over there. The benefit of ERP is it is integrated. It allows a faster real-time information processing. It means that anything that is entered into the system, it will reflect at that time. It's real time, right? It's real time. So I'm gonna put over here just over here real time. All right, real time. It's like it is more up to date. Okay, and then it allows collaboration between the department, allow faster interaction. Basically, we would like to conclude that ERP it actually improve, right? Improve the efficiency and the effectiveness. Well, I'd like to highlight this as well. All right, improve collaboration. Just collaborations. and of course there's the downside of this system, which is expensive, which is the training is hard, costs a lot basically, because it's a information system that you would build for your company. You need to customize it, and it will cost a lot of expenses. You either it is either like this: you purchase the ERP system, you adopt it inside your inside your business. You would actually use the system according to what is inside the functions, or you want to change the system, modify the system to fit your company. And if you want to modify the system to fit your company, then it would be very expensive and time consuming, depending on what kind of customizations you want to do. But yeah, over here, that's pretty much it. I want to go to the next part, which is the business processes. Okay, business processes. Let me see. Okay, we have learned what is business processes, right? Business processes. So we understand what is business processes. In order for a company to functions, in order for a company to functions sustainably or function well, they have to actually have a good business processes. Over here we focused on three different types of businesses, right? We focuses on three different businesses, which is the retail, manufacturing, and services. Okay, we have three different types of businesses that we look at, and in these three different type of businesses, we want to understand how the business processes inside each of this in a general overview. So we understand that a retail business will not a retail business over here, meaning to say that it focuses on, let's say, can I just grab this over here and is it the business? That's bad. Let me just go back. Okay, never mind. I want to move this down there. If only I can just drag this over here. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We just. Okay, never mind. Just go back here. All right, let me just. Retail over here. Okay, retail over here focus at purchase and sales of inventories. All right, you talk about purchase and sales of goods. We have different terms. We got goods, inventory, stocks. They all, for me, in my context, is the same. Different variant of English, differently presented, but I generalize them into a same concept in this cost. All right. Manufacturing, basically we can see the productions. Basically we can see the purchase of raw material, conversion, transferring from raw material to work in progress to finished goods, and then sell it to the customer. Services, we will see the sales of the services. All right, and basically each of these different types of businesses will have different typical business processes, which we will look at it today. All right, and going back here, of course we have the system to actually process the informations. We will look into the system. We will use one example of the accounting system to do the transaction processing in the tutorial. For the next 5 weeks, hopefully we can complete the transaction processing. And then we have the documentation techniques. So we have the walk you idea on what is business processes, and it is basically it's actually the how the business actually works, what activities builds up the sales processes. We got oh yeah, I want to put it over here, right? Inside the business processes we have different cycles, which we will look at them today. The revenue and UE, right? Revenue, we have the expenditure and the general ledger. We got the production, we got the human resource management, and we have this payroll. All of this is cycle, right? And each of these cycles is built up of a series, right? They call it a series because a sequence, right? A sequence of activities. So each of these cycles will have a different sequence of different sequence of activities, and each of these activities will build up the cycle, and this cycle will actually enable the company to operate sustainably and hopefully effectively, and by using the system, ERP system. And that's why we study the EIS. All right, all of this process ensure that they are in correct order so that we can collect the data and then process it and obtain the reports. So in doing so, right, over here, all of this, we have what we call this the documentation techniques to allow us to have a better or a clearer understanding of the business processes. And over here we have a lot of techniques. What I want to highlight is two over here. The data flow diagram and the flow charts. Flow charts have three, which we will look into, but I will discuss later on. There's the process flow chart, there's the document flow chart, and there's the system flow chart. And yeah, that's it about the recap.